What is up, everybody? It is UFC Vegas 33 best bets. We're doing the full card betting breakdown for this Hall versus Strickland card. Unfortunately, I'll keep it 100. Not the most stacked card we've ever seen for fight nights, but we are going to talk about the betting side of things. And I do hope the fights are fantastic. They might be, they might not be. We'll go through this entire card betting wise. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Appreciate everybody for tuning into the show. Hope everybody is doing well. Pretty mediocre UFC card, but on the other side, I'm excited as hell for the Bellator card. Bellator is going to be absolute fire this week. So we'll be leaning towards that Bellator fight companion. It seems like that's getting more of the votes. So we'll probably be doing that. Appreciate everybody in this live chat. Appreciate the comments on the intro. And yeah, I am disappointed. We did lose a pretty exciting fight between Roman Kopylov and Sam Alvey. But at the end of the day, we'll be doing the best bets now. So let's start getting into it in just a moment. Let me get a sip of this drink over here. Appreciate everybody for being here. Smash that like button. We need at least 105 likes on this UFC Vegas 33 best bets video. We'll do the Bellator fight companion for sure this weekend. That should honestly be pretty fun, and I'm looking forward to it. But I'll definitely be tuning into that Uriah Hall versus Sean Strickland fight. I have to see that matchup, and I will probably go back and just rewatch the card. But let me get towards some of these bets. If you guys have seen my videos before, you know how we do it. We're going to talk about locks of the night, dogs of the night, potential value bets, and then we'll also get into props. We'll get into parlays. There's lots of things that I want to talk about. So we're going to be here for a while. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here. And let's go. Let's keep on moving. Go to this best odds. I guess it's fight odds.io. It's no longer best fight odds. So out of all the fights on the card, I'm going to just, for fun, name you the ones that actually have me pretty excited. The Uriah Hall, Sean Strickland fight, Lezez, Stolze. I'm excited to see Gloria DePaula, Cheyenne buys, I would say. Melsik Begzadian, I'm excited to see him fight. Rafa Garcia, excited for that matchup. Like, as a hardcore guy that really follows it deeply, I'm still excited to see a lot of these matchups, but it's not strong name value-wise. Pretty much every fight on this card, excluding the main event, is a prelim fight. It is a fight that you would see on the prelims on any other card. So that's kind of the main issue there. But let's get into section one. Let's talk about some of the locks of the night. These are fights that I feel have a very high likelihood of success for us. Number one on the locks of the night list is going to be Rafa Garcia. He's taking on Chris Grutzmacher. Betting odds wise, you're seeing Rafa Garcia sitting around minus 305 to plus 255. At best value, though, you can find Rafa Garcia at minus 250. Straight betting, yeah, it's not the most fantastic value, but I do think it is a lock. As far as method of victory, Grutzmacher looking washed, I feel, at this point. I think Rafa Garcia is going to look to make a statement in his second fight in the octagon. Went the distance with Nazarat Hakparast. Should dominate here. I'm thinking Garcia wins inside the distance. Plus 150 play would be the best prop bet to do on him. Could see him potentially getting the TKO here. That's sitting at plus 550 if you play that on Bet Online. But the safer play would definitely be that win inside the distance. Maybe you put the chunk more so on a win inside the distance play, and then you'd sprinkle the KO TKO prop. Maybe you want to straight bet Rafa Garcia. I do think he's a lock play. You should destroy Chris Grutzmacher. Pretty exciting matchup here. I'm honestly pumped to see it. Rafa Garcia for the victory over Chris Grutzmacher. He is the first of our locks of the night. Let's get to the number two, the second of our locks of the night. Now, for the other fights on the card, I will be honest, odds are, kind of close. So keep that in mind here. But I still want to give you more than just one lock. It's women's MMA. So that's running you some risk. Nico Montano versus Yanan Wu. I just don't like the value much, but it's locks of the night. This is not the most value bets. These are the locks. She's sitting around the minus 240 to plus 205 range. Nico Montano, pretty difficult grappler to deal with. I think Yanan Wu will run into some trouble in this matchup here, but definitely not going to be an absolute easy-ass fight for her by any means. Let's see if we can get these props to load. I noticed this glitch with best fight odds at times where the props don't load in. So give me just a moment. If not, might have to switch over to best fight odds. But no, fightodds.io's up. Okay. Montano, decision. If I had to give you a prop to play, it's Montano wins by a decision. The value of that is plus money, plus 105, plus 110, minus 115, sitting around that range. It's not a bet that I'm going to really push you towards because the value is shite. It's not worth it in my opinion. I'd rather play something more valuable. So maybe don't bet this, but just keep it into consideration. That is the pick for, I guess, the best likelihood bet here is Montano by decision. Straight bet is okay. I don't love it. I would prefer skipping the bet on this one unless maybe you're doing a riskier parlay, or if you want to bet Montano straight, fight goes the distance, I think is extremely likely. That's at minus 265. Maybe you want to Montano parlay it, but realistically, even though this is a lock of the night betting wise, it's really not extremely valuable here. More value on that Rafa Garcia play. Now, one of the next locks of the night, I feel as though this matchup should go the way of the fighter that we're playing as the lock here, but it's not an easy matchup. It's Meltzik Begzadian and Colin Anglin. Anglin guy only been defeated once, as with Meltzik Begzadian. So, you know, both guys' debuts, contender series winners, have a lot to prove here. I don't expect it to be an easy fight. I'm leaning Meltzik definitely by a decision win. But minus 133 is an acceptable straight bet. A high volume striker with a lot of pressure in his debut. I think it's a solid bet here on Meltzik Begzadian straight. Maybe you do Begzadian also to win by a decision, plus 215. I could see that as well happening here, especially against a guy that's difficult to put away, like a Colin Anglin, a durable fighter, a guy that's also high level coming off the contender series. I think it's going to be a hard-fought decision win for Meltzik Begzadian, but I see him winning. The decision play is my top prop bet, sitting at around plus 215. If you did want to play him straight, I wouldn't really hate that at minus the 130 price tag. That's not bad at all. I think he's going to beat Colin Anglin here and should start to work towards a very interesting UFC career. I think this kid has a lot of potential. Only 6 pro bouts. This is his 7th, but the ceiling is very high on this fighter. But let's get to the next section. We have to do some of our dogs of the night. Who are some of these dogs that I expect to come through here? Now, I will tell you, dogs, high-risk action, but that is the fight game. And we have some quality dogs tonight. Dog number 1 is going to be Niklas Stolze. He takes on Munir Lazez. When you have kickboxer versus kickboxer background, I feel Stolze is superior. I think he's underrated. Munir Lazez, I wasn't extremely impressed with him, even in his UFC debut against Abdul Razak Al Hassan. I think he's a bit stationary and stiff. I think Niklas Stolze will actually TKO him here, but I could see it going the distance. The straight play on Stolze at the plus 180 value is insane. Definitely something worth putting money down on if you are looking to bet underdogs. I have him winning. As far as Stolze to win by KO, that's plus 900. I think he could do it for sure. But I would lean you towards betting straight just because the value is so good. If you wanted to maybe sprinkle the TKO prop and the decision prop, I wouldn't shame you for that one. But probably leaning KO. I'm thinking second round. Plus 900. That would be insane value if you did pull that one off. Let's say it does go the distance, plus 375 if he wins a decision. But the straight bet on Stolze is all the way up to plus 180 at best value. That's fantastic. So we have Stolze to win this fight. Dog of the night, number 1. And he's a dog that I like throwing some cash down on. So we'll go Niklas Stolze for the victory now. Let's get to the next of our dogs of the night. Female MMA, so inherently higher risk than anything else. I have Gloria Di Paula over Cheyenne Bays here. I think stylistically she can match up better than a lot of people are expecting. As long as she can fend those takedowns off, I believe she will. Solid straight punches, good Muay Thai skill set. I see DiPaula winning this matchup by a decision. The best bet there, I mean, the straight bet is fantastic at plus 150. If you're going DiPaula to win by a decision, the value of that plus 240, it's okay. But with the straight bet being plus 150, I mean, I'd lean you more towards a straight bet to save risk, but I do think DiPaula winning by a decision is probably the likely method of victory at plus 240, so we'll ride with DiPaula by that method. Decision, maybe the prop bet at plus 240 if you're looking to play it, but I have her at the plus 150 tag winning this fight, one of our dogs of the night, female dogs of the night. Now, the next of our dogs of the night, Hani Yaya over Kung Ho Kang. Yaya's submission game is where he shines. Kyung Ho tends to take fights to the ground. I don't think he'll find much success grappling with Yaya. Striking-wise, I think Kyung Ho Kang does have an advantage, but I see this fight ending up on the floor, and that's where I feel Yaya could do his best work. Hani Yaya to win the fight. By a submission, plus 200. They're expecting a potential submission play now because look at that. Yaya's an underdog, plus 120. That submission is down at plus 200. It's come down. People have bet it. A lot of people are seeing the likelihood of it. You'd want to probably bet it now. It might be down at plus 150 by the end of the week. So potentially playing Yaya by a submission. There's a lot of potential dogs on this card that are worth a play here. I think Yaya is being overlooked by the bookmakers here because you look at his stature. He's not all that imposing against Hyo Hang, who's a tall, slick kickboxing guy, but with more of a wrestling style game. But he's had split decisions against very low-level UFC competition. He's squeaking by. He's going to lose to Yaya by a submission here, plus 200, or you just play Yaya straight at plus 120. And the next dog of the night, there's a reason it's the last of the dogs of the night. I would say this is my least confident, but still a dog play that I think could potentially be worth it here. Philip Rowe over Orion Kosei. I was not extremely impressed by Kosei's striking game on the Dana White's Contender Series. His wrestling game and top control is good, but Rowe does actually find himself getting back up to the feet extremely efficiently. Also a long reach. Serious reach and striking advantage for Philip Rowe. He's also the taller guy. I think Phil Rowe's going to knock out Orion Kosei. I think it's going to be in the first or second round, maybe even the third. But the bet on Rowe here, plus 700 KO TKO prop. That's extremely valuable. Something worth, at the very least, a couple dollar sprinkle, because that could seriously bring you back some cash here. So I like that one. Phil Rowe to win at the plus 700 tag by a KO TKO. Straight underdog. He's sitting around the plus 125 all the way up to, the plus 140 range. But we'll ride with Phil Rowe in that fight. Those are our dogs of the night. There's definitely some interesting plays to be made on this card, guys. Like, I am actually pretty stoked to see how many of these bad boys cash. Now, if you guys haven't yet, make sure to smash that like button. We're going to get into the next of our plays here to potentially be playing. But I do want to check up on this live chat real quick. Let's see what's going on. You never put a Nico on a parlay? No way. I know Dawkins is off the card. It sucks. Lizez was pulled. Was the Lizez fight just pulled? No way. That sucks. Wow, that sucks. The Lizez fight was pulled. That is honestly terrible. Okay, let me pull up Tapology so I can get the best look, because this is just recent breaking news here that Lizez is unfortunately off the card, which that stinks. Stolze, is he remaining on the card? Is there an opponent found for him? All right, let's see. I don't think Stolze's on the card right now. I think Stoltze's off. That's unfortunate, man. Lizez had issues getting a visa, so we lost one of the fucking dog plays, the dog play that I was most excited to play. Oh, replacement. Jared Gooden, Nicholas Stoltze. Jared Gooden's a beast. We'll break that down that fight this week, probably during that weigh-in recap. It's unfortunate that we lost that fight. Damn, that really does suck. Jared Gooden is in. It's now losing our value bet. We had such a good value bet that we were going to be playing, but that is the fight game, unfortunately. Damn, I just saw that now. So it is what it is. We lose that one, but there's more to this video. We have to talk about some value bets now. What is a bet that I feel is valuable? Maybe not a lock, maybe not a dog of the night, but something worth potentially throwing money down. Parlay-wise, Ronnie Lawrence could be a good play on your cards. I do think Brian Barberina should definitely beat Jason Witt, but he's an older guy in the game. Could potentially be taken down and controlled for 3 rounds. I wouldn't throw a ton at Brian Barberina, but maybe a potential bet on him there. I guess, truly, this is a dog of the night, but I didn't include him in the dogs of the night, but it is my prediction, so I really should have. So I apologize about that. We'll add him in right now. The final dog of the night, and we're talking about value bets, I'm going Uriah Hall to beat Sean Strickland. I think that he's actually going to be able to pull that fight off by KO, TKO. I'm thinking that he's going to catch him in the 4th round. Am I crazy for that? Maybe. But Sean Strickland has opportunities to be caught, and I feel like a guy as precise as Uriah Hall could land. Plus 285 value for Uriah Hall by a KO, TKO. What else? Uriah Hall to win in the 4th round, plus 2,500. That's wild. Over 3.5 minus 115. I do think the fight goes over 3. I don't know, over 3.5. Fight ends inside the distance, minus 170. Fight goes the distance, plus 140. Fight ends in a draw, plus 6,000. That'd be crazy. I think Hall wins by KO, TKO. I feel like Hall is a weird touch about him. He's going to find a way to land on the chin, plus 285. Straight bet on Hall's not bad either in the plus 180 range. I feel like Sean Strickland can win in a 3-round fight, but this is 5 rounds. And in a 5-round fight, I'm going to pick I'm going to pick Uriah Hall over Sean Strickland. I don't know how he's going to fare with the 5 rounds. This is the first time seeing him do so. And I think Uriah Hall will eventually find the dynamite kill shot. But there's more that I want to talk about outside of just straight betting and the props. I want to talk about some potential parlays. The parlays, they always get me excited. We're talking parlays to play. And we're talking about UFC on ESPN again. I like how they're putting these cards on ESPN. That's fantastic. Lucky for us, man. But I do have ESPN Plus, so I tend to just watch it through there. But good way to bring the fans in. But unfortunately, Jesus, lacking card as far as like entertainment value will go, like name-wise. Losing a lot of good fights, too. That sucks. But that is the fight game. It's unfortunate. It is what it is. Let's talk about some of the potential parlays. Okay, so my key piece to the parlay that I'm going to be adding in here, I have to be smart about this. It's Rafa Garcia. And now, who is another person that I want to bring into the parlay? Because I don't want to risk it with women's MMA. Like, I feel nervous putting a female fighter in that $1,000 parlay. Maybe you put Meltzik Begzadian and Rafa Garcia for plus 131. I don't think... It's extremely risky. It'd be a risk more on the side of Meltzik. I think that it should be domination by Rafa Garcia. If you're not feeling Meltzik, I think you could potentially throw in, even though I'm not going to recommend you do so because women's MMA, but Nico Montano stylistically matches up well versus Yan Wu, I feel. And I do think she's going to win that fight, but it's women's MMA. So putting that in there, it's asking for trouble. All right, so plus 131 if you had Rafa Garcia and Meltzik. If we want to build from there and add someone in, a favorite that I'm feeling confident in, or maybe a dog that I'm feeling an upset in. I'm so disappointed the Stoltze fight is off, but unfortunately that dog is just going to have to live in our fantasies. I do think it would have cashed, and I do think he could have beat Munir Lizez, but is what it is. That is the fight game. Maybe we want to add in Hani Yaya, bring me to plus 400 if I did so. Be a wild-ass parlay. Gloria Di Paula, bring it a plus 460. My goodness, that would be disgusting. That'd be fantastic, though. You want Uriah at the top, plus 529. These three fighters, I think that's a high risk potential parlay. But when you're bringing plus 500 money, it has to be high risk. It's not going to come easy to make this much dinero back at you. If you wanted to build upon that, maybe add in someone else. Ronnie Lawrence is another potential good play, plus 274. If you wanted to be confident, add in Hani Yaya and Gloria Di Paula. Somehow, some way, let's say this 5-fighter parlay did cash, be plus 1855. That would be a serious amount of revenue earned from that. But of course, it would be extremely risky to do such a thing. But it is a potential play. Personally, I'll probably be throwing a little bit something down on that one. I do think it would be an enjoyable risk. I like having a little adrenaline running through me on these cards. So you guys know I like placing some of these bets here. I think this is a potential lottery ticket parlay to play. Hani Yaya, Gloria Di Paula, Ronnie Lawrence, Meltzik Baghdadi, and Rafa Garcia for plus 1855. Coming back at you. We've lost some staples, man. Kopylov was one of the locks. There were so many good plays that we lost here. But guys, not all hope will be lost, because I will be releasing a Bellator UFC combination betting video tomorrow where I will cross-play everything. There's going to be so many options. I want to do the Bellator best bets, but unfortunately, we don't have all of Bellator's prop bets out just yet. We will get most of them out, I believe, tomorrow. You see, we have some here, but I want to see more, at least for our main card fights, before I do a best bets video for Bellator. There's so many potential plays to make cross-playing. I think that's where a serious amount of dough is going to be made. Also, we got LFA as well. That's interesting. I don't know. We'll see with LFA. We'll see what I do there. We'll see how the time fits this week if LFA ends up getting some coverage. And you guys got to let me know if you want to see LFA as well. If I get enough people asking for it, I'll potentially do it, at least the main fights. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this best bets video. Fortunately, lost some exciting fights that were going to be on the card, but that is the fight game. If you guys haven't yet, smash that like button and need at least 105 likes on this video. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the UFC Vegas 33 best bets, where we dove deep, full card betting breakdown for this Hall versus Strickland card. Thank you all so much for being here. I love all my supporters. You guys are fantastic, and you guys will see this face tomorrow because we got more content coming out this week. Some type of best bets formulation video will be dropped tomorrow, so make sure to tune into that. Thank you all so much, everybody. I hope you all have a fantastic night. Love you guys.